So, here's the big question. Can you really build a world-class physique fueled entirely by plants? For years, the fitness world pretty much said, no way. But what if they were wrong? Today, we're going to dive into the science and the strategies that are proving you absolutely do not need meat to build serious muscle. Let's get into it.
I mean, this is the question that really challenges decades of gym dogma, right? The entire world of bodybuilding was basically built on chicken, steak, and eggs. But is that the only way to get a powerful physique? Well, let's take a look at the science and see what it actually takes to build muscle with plants.
And this quote from Muscle and Fitness just hits the nail on the head. It's a belief that's so deeply baked into our fitness culture. But you have to ask, is it based on actual fact? Or is it just, tradition? Let's put that to the test.
Okay, so before we even start talking about building anything, we need to understand the blueprint. Just like an architect needs to know their materials, we need to understand the engine that drives all our strength, our muscles.
It sounds so simple, but honestly, this is where most people go wrong. A bicep curl isn't just about lifting a weight up and down. It's about understanding how the bicep actually contracts to move the forearm. And that's the difference between just exercising and intelligently building your body.
Think about it this way. A picture in a textbook is totally flat, right? But your body isn't. Not at all. Your muscles wrap around bones, they pull, they twist, they move in 3 dimensions. So to truly understand how to train a muscle for the best results, you've got to see it in 3D.
When you can actually see a muscle in 3D, suddenly it all clicks. You understand where it attaches, how it pulls on a joint, and you can visualize its entire range of motion. And this isn't just for anatomy nerds. This is the key to unlocking more effective and much safer training.
All right, so now that we get the what are muscles, let's get into the how. A really solid workout plan is literally the blueprint for your physique. So let's explore some of the most effective designs for maximum growth.
So to maximize growth, the idea is you need to hit your muscles hard, and then, this is crucial, you give them time to recover and rebuild. That is where a workout split comes in. It's just a strategy for dividing up your training throughout the week, so you can train with real intensity while still allowing for that proper recovery and growth.
So, which split is the absolute best for hypertrophy? That's the fancy science term for muscle growth. Well, the team at Built with Science crunched all the numbers, and the results are pretty fascinating. Check out the top of the chart. The 5-day full body and the 6-day push-pull leg splits score a 10 and a 9.7. So what do they have in common? They train each muscle group more often, which all the research shows is a huge driver for growth.
Let's actually break down what these splits look like in a real week. You've got the traditional bro split. Chest day on Monday, back day on Tuesday, that whole thing. That isolates one muscle group a day, so you only train it once a week. But compare that to push-pull legs, or the upper-lower splits. With those, you're training each muscle group twice a week, which gives it way more signals to grow.
Now, for most of us, spending 6 days a week in the gym just isn't going to happen. And that's where the 4-day upper-lower split is just fantastic. It delivers about 85% of the potential gains, but with 30% less time commitment. It is the perfect balance of getting amazing results while still having a real life.
A great blueprint is totally useless if you don't have the right building materials. And that's where nutrition comes in. When we're talking about plant-based muscle building, there's always one question that comes up first. What about protein?
Okay, let's just start with a number, 52. That's how many grams of protein are packed into just 100 grams of dry soya chunks. Let that sink in. That is more than double the protein in the same amount of chicken breast. Suddenly, the whole idea that plants don't have protein seems a little silly, doesn't it?
And it's not just about, fancy vegan products. As this Reddit user, Big Spicy Meatball, wisely points out, the humble bean is an absolute nutritional powerhouse. It's cheap, it's versatile, and it's loaded with protein and fiber. It is the unsung hero of the plant-based world, for sure.
All right, it's time. Let's tackle the myths head-on. We're going to put the most common misconceptions about plant-based muscle building to the test and see if they actually hold up to the facts. Let's do this.
Myth number 1. But where do you get your protein? We have all heard it a million times. The reality is, high-protein plant sources are everywhere. I'm talking tempeh, quinoa, lentils, beans. The options are delicious and super effective. The real key is just getting a variety, so you make sure you get all those essential amino acids your muscles are craving. Okay, myth number 2. You'll be missing out on key nutrients. Now, while it's true you do need to be smart about it, a well-planned plant-based diet can be incredibly nutrient-dense. You can get iron from spinach and lentils, zinc from beans and seeds, B12 from fortified foods. It is all there if you just know where to look.
And myth number 3.
It's just too expensive. This is a big one, but honestly, it's often the exact opposite of the truth. A bag of lentils costs a tiny fraction of what a steak does, and it's packed with protein and fiber. Eating plant-based can be a huge win for your wallet.
Still not convinced? Okay. Meet Patrick Baboumian. He's one of the world's strongest men. He's also a vegan. With a 793-pound squat, he is the living, breathing proof that you do not need meat to be ridiculously, unbelievably strong.
So, we've debunked the myths, we've looked at the science, now let's put it all together. Here is a simple but really powerful action plan to get you started on your own plant-based muscle-building journey. Here it is, your 3-step plan to success. First, really understand the science of your own anatomy so you can train smarter, not just harder. Second, pick an efficient workout split, like that 4-day upper/lower, to make the most of your time. And third, fuel your body with powerful, high-quality plant-based protein. It's a simple formula, but it gets incredible results. So look, the science is clear. The proof is right there in the results. Building a strong, powerful physique on a plant-based diet isn't just possible, it's a total game changer. So the only question left is, what's your next move?